But first, breaking news. Sherri Papini officially pleads guilty. Her walk of shame as she heads into federal court in Sacramento for lying about her kidnapping. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Elizabeth Kling.
And I'm Curtis Ming. Our news streaming right now on CBS News Sacramento. And CBS 13's Madison Keevy was among that group of reporters outside the courthouse. She joins us live with what happened in court. Madison?
Right, Curtis, this started with questions. Why? Why did she fake her own kidnapping? Why did she double down on these lies? And why did it take so long for her to get to this point of admitting her guilt? Those were some of the questions that I asked Sherri Papini as she was rushed inside the federal courthouse just this afternoon. In a black vehicle, Sherri Papini pulled up to the side of the courthouse with her legal team. A swarm of media waited for her, and we asked why she waited this long to take a plea, and if she had a message for the law enforcement agencies who dedicated time and resources to find her. Papini and her lawyer pictured here in a courtroom sketch. Her voice sounded shaky, as if she was in tears, as she answered the judge's questions. It's all we heard from Papini herself today. I was in the courtroom as Papini faced a judge for the first time since she admitted guilt. One count making false statements and one count of mail fraud. A very different agreement than the charges she was facing. 34 counts of mail fraud, each with a 20-year maximum sentence, and one count of making false statements. In a statement released through her lawyer, Papini said she was ashamed of her actions. So is the Shasta County Sheriff's Office. The supervisor to the unit that spent the last nearly 6 years investigating the case told me the guilty plea a step towards closure. But he still asks questions he wants answered too.
Why did you do this? Why did you not just come forward? I mean, so all those whys that I believe that everybody, has in their own minds, those would be the biggest questions that I would like to have answers to. Maybe sometime she'll provide that to us. I would definitely entertain that interview.
Okay, so what happens next? Today, this was an arraignment, so technically Papini has admitted her guilt in private by signing that plea agreement. Publicly, in that statement we shared to you yesterday where she said she apologized for her actions, the final step of this is putting it on the record, and that happens Monday via Zoom, where that document will be entered into the court. Coming up tonight at 5, though, some of those investigators that have been on this case since day one say and talk about when they saw signs that something just wasn't right and maybe the full story wasn't being told.